Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz and on this channel I talk about all things kombucha. So today I wanted to give you my 6 best tips for achieving good fizz. Carbonation is a normal part of the fermentation process, right? So after you finish your ferment 1, when you pour it in your bottles, it's usually a bit fizzy. And then to achieve a better fizz and even more flavor, you can do your second ferment with some type of fruit or fruit juice. And to me, that's when it really comes alive and the flavor's amazing and the fizz. But some people do struggle with getting a good fizz. So here are my best tips that I hope you enjoy. So carbonation in kombucha is a normal part of the process. And to me, that's what makes it so much fun to drink, right? It's kind of like a fruity soda. Makes you feel good, clears your head. If you love fizzy kombucha, hit that like button so that I know. Okay, my first tip is using the right bottles. So when you're looking for bottles to use, you want to look for bottles that are made for carbonation. So an example of this would be old kombucha bottles. This is a GT's, this is a Kavita. You can use Grolsch bottles, the beer. These work really well. Or you can even buy bottles off of Amazon. The second tip I have is when your ferment 1 is done, before you pour it into your second ferment bottles, is give it a good stir. The yeast a lot of times will drop to the bottom of the brew. So if you give it a stir, the yeast will be distributed evenly and then it'll help with the fizz. The yeast is what contributes to the fizz. My third tip is how much sugar you add to the second ferment. Most people add sugar in the form of fruit or fruit juice, purees, something along those lines. And that's providing the kombucha with sugar to eat to create more fizz, right? So for a 16-ounce bottle, I use at least 1 tablespoon. Some people use up to a quarter cup. Fourth tip is don't leave too much room for air in your ferment to bottle. Let me grab one of my bottles real quick. So I don't usually have a problem getting fizz. I mean, it's happened to me before as well. But there's a little bit of room left. And the reason is, so the yeast will release carbon dioxide. And if it doesn't have anywhere to go, it's going to go back into the kombucha and it's going to make it even more fizzy. So my 5th tip for achieving good fizz is letting your second ferment sit long enough. I let mine go 3 to 7 days. It used to be just a standard 3 days, but I found that by the 7th day, the fizz is good, the flavor is just amazing. But it could depend on where you're at. I talked to a kombucha brewer in Hong Kong hers is ready in 2 days. So if you're in a warmer climate, it might not take as long, but that could be key too. So if you're not getting the best fizz, try letting it sit out a few more days. And the 6th tip I have is if your SCOBY is new, it might just not have had enough time to really build up. So the SCOBY has yeast and the starter tea has yeast, and it just might need some more time to adapt. I've noticed that when I've gifted SCOBYs to friends, usually their first and second batch isn't their best or their greatest. So if your SCOBY's new, give it some time, keep on brewing, and you'll get the fizz you want. Okay guys, those are my tips for achieving good fizz. If you have anything or tips or tricks that you use that I didn't mention, please leave that in the comments. I would love to know what other people are doing. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be putting out 2 videos a week. I'm really excited about this. And if you have any ideas or things you want me to experiment, leave me a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching.